Aloha from Kilipoi, Kikani Loa. Little garden update. So big bananas. Got 1, 2, 3, 4 bunches out. I've had to pull back some keikis because they were showing signs of stress. So I think I got this guy overextended now. Still haven't done anything with Kewalo / sweet potatoes. I really want to completely take that whole bed out. Not the frame and stuff, but dig all the dirt out because there's a bunch of roots from these trees that have gotten into it. And dig all that out and transfer the Kewalo and the sweet potatoes. Maybe to this bed, maybe to that bed, I'm not sure, but we'll see. This was corn, and I kind of let it go a little too long, got a little tough, but the ones we got were really good. We probably got, I don't know, 30 or 40 ears out of that. That's good. The peppers are doing really good so far, so good. The key, super key hot peppers are cute. You can see some of them grow, straight up, which is kind of funny. I guess this is kind of an ornamental thing. I got those seeds for free when I bought a bunch of other ones. Jalapenos are doing awesome. That's a good 3-inch one right there. Some other good ones in there. Lots of them in there. So these are gigantes. The anchos are coming along all right. That's about a 2.5-inch pepper right there. Not super vigorous, not coming around crazy. Rainbows, so these are actually supposed to be different colored peppers, I found out. So the only one that's really doing super good, well, I guess that other one is. Those guys have some peppers, if we can see in there. There's one. And then these are white to begin, and then I'm not sure what color they're going to be, but those look okay. These guys, this is Mamma Mia. That's a good 4-inch pepper there, and they're supposed to turn golden. The Romanian rainbows are doing okay. Lots of good looking peppers in there. Yeah, so okay. Black Magic Kale's doing all right. I've been having that for breakfast now and again. This is the last of the pepper plants from last year. I think we pretty much have gotten everything we're going to get off of that. So I've been pulling them one at a time. The Waialua chili pepper is still hanging on. I did plant some more of those guys. So that's 6 Waialuas and 6 orange bell pepper plants. Got another volunteer tomato, so we're gonna let that grow out and see how it goes. That looks like a little marigold that got over here somehow, I don't know. Onions are kind of a bust. They're all pretty much green onions now. I did pull some of the mature flowers off and dry the seeds and then replant them, so we'll see. These are more Romanian red or Romanian rainbow bell peppers. A lot of those. The string bean plant is kind of backed off as far as production goes. The plant's getting pretty old. I think there's 4 plants in here, so kind of letting it go to seed a little bit. The older pods, letting those mature and dry out, and maybe we'll be able to get those. We got a couple of tomatillos off of this plant over here, and they were tasty, but this one doesn't have the trellis, so they're not as easy to determine when they're ready. So this was just kind of a afterthought throwing this in here. This guy has the trellis, but he's kind of looking a little damaged, like he got burnt or something. So I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with that. Anybody knows, let me know in the comments. This tomatillo, on the other hand, although it does have the same signs of being fried, it'll focus, but he does have some really good looking tomatillos in there. That's, you know, probably 3 ounces. This one's really good here, but we're leaving them on there because it said to pick them when they're ready to fall off. This tomatillo, which is a different variety than that other one, it's doing all right. I mean, you can see where I squeeze it every once in a while to see where the fruit is, and it's there, but you know, it's got to get to the point where it's blowing open the little shield here. These peppers are doing really good. They're hard to find on here sometimes because they kind of hide, but they're tasty. They fry up really good. Shishitos production has really dropped off. I don't know, there's a few in there. Maybe I'm not fertilizing them enough. Maybe it's getting shaded too much by the kale. I don't know. This kale we don't really do much with it. Give it away, that's what we do. Cucumber plants are looking good, but really not getting much cucumber action. Lots of flowers, a few little cucumbers in there. I just gave it a spray with some potassium soda, potassium bicarbonate. Potassium bicarbonate. It's supposed to be good for the powdery mildew, which totally wiped these guys out last time. So I'm hoping that'll do better. So last but not least, the tomatoes. So we got 5 tomato plants over there. I'm gonna zoom for you. 5 tomato plants over there. That's 3 Kewalos and 2 Komohana. Let's go over there and take a look. So these 2 varieties are from UH, and what I found with the Komohana, which is a grape tomato, and a vining tomato, indeterminate, is that the stems are very, very fragile. It's super easy to break them off. So when they're young and just kind of getting going, they haven't gotten something tenderized yet, it's really easy to snap one off. You can see how much shorter this side of this plant is as opposed to this side of this plant, and that is because this branch here got knocked off when it was very young. So it's really it's not so good. Now, you know, I mean, you can take a little bit more care maybe and get better results with that. Your mileage may vary. I mean, there's the ones that have continued to grow have a lot of fruit on them. Nothing really has been picked yet, so we don't know. The Kewalo tomatoes, on the other hand, seem really, really susceptible to too much nitrogen. You know, I just fertilize these basically to begin with compost from my compost piles, and I'll tell you, they have got 0 fruit on them. A very, very little, very, very small. And I've been hitting them with CalMag and 01010, the liquid fertilizer, the Alaska fertilizer, to try to, you know, boost them up, get the flowers going. But the flowers, they just stay closed. They don't really open very well. Here's some that are open finally. And we're just not developing much fruit. And so there's 2 of these plants here, and then in the greenhouse over here there's 1 as well, and it's basically doing the same thing. So let's talk about the varieties we have in here. The first 2, which are the most problematic are the black plum. And again, I got these guys, these seeds for free from tomato growers when I had placed a big order. And so here, you know, I just went through and clipped, but I must have missed this leaf. So this is rotten now. I don't know what is killing it, but I clip all those off. I try to, and I could do it every day. This plant's going to lose all of its leaves really quick. The other issue with, you know, so there's mold resistance, not very good. Lots of problems with mold. I've been spraying it with hydrogen peroxide, really hasn't done much. And the other issue is blossom end rot. I have irrigation running here. It gets watered every morning at 5 a.m. I went from a 20 minutes cycle to a 40-minute cycle to try to get enough water in it. That came off of my hand. So these are the first fruits to come off this plant that haven't been blossom end rot, and they're okay. You know, I don't know, it's not worth it. I probably won't grow it again. Maybe I will, just to give, maybe I'll give them away. I think I gave away 4 of these plants. I kept 2 of everything. These are more of the Komohana UH plants, and once again you can see this one is here, this one is way up over there, and that's because this one broke when it was young. Snapped off right there at the first node, and you know, so much for that plant, basically, for months. But if it can keep going, and you know, this one's broken off too, there's a lot of fruit on there, and it does get quite a little bit of fruit. But dang, man, just so easy to snap off. This is another Kewalo. And yeah, okay, a couple of fruits in there. I really wanted this guy to go because, you know, it's a local supply. Tomato seed, it's inexpensive. It's $1.50 for a garden pack, and you get a lot of seeds in that. So going on with the bad. Martino Roma tomatoes. Those don't look like Roma tomatoes to me. I don't know. I'm doing something wrong here. But they look like little grapes. This is supposed to be the same kind of plant, but I'll tell you, it just doesn't even look the same. So we'll see. We'll see what comes out of these. The good now, Joliet Hybrid. Juliet Hybrid. Looking real good. These are, you know, 2-3 ounce tomatoes. We've had a few of them out there. They're supposed to be paste tomatoes, but you know, they're pretty tasty. Not super juicy, but plenty of them on there. You know, that's a good number of tomatoes. 1 or 2 that are getting close. Again, more from the Juliet. These guys are Early Girl Bush, and I'll admit, I trimmed these back when they were growing. I didn't realize they were going to be determinate tomatoes, and I pruned them too much, and so they're having a late start. So I got to try again. This is supposed to be another Roma. What the heck? Look at that. That is a ground cherry. That is what happens when you plant these freaking tomatillos, the pineapple tomatillos that must be in the compost, and that seed survived, and they come up everywhere. So what was this? Margherita VF Hybrid. Still not a lot of fruit there. Not super good looking. I don't know. I'm doing something wrong. Here's some. Okay, that looks how I expect from the Margherita tomatoes, but, you know, not great. So, what is the best thing in here? I mean, got 15 plants. Something got to be going right, right? Well, once again, the Sweetheart hybrid tomato. Grape tomato. Tons and tons of fruit. Look at these guys, man. Just rows and rows of fruit. Those are touching the dirt. I don't want that, but oh well. Lots and lots of fruit here. And these are just 2 plants. And I'll tell you, man, these things are just going nuts. This is the 3rd time I've grown these things, and they are really, really super good producing. And you know, we got leaves all the way down the bottom. I don't have to treat them with anything, really. There are some signs of disease, but super hardy, and they'll just keep going and going and going. I mean, there's really no stopping them, at least in our environment. So it's possible I may go with the Sweetheart grape tomatoes in everything in here. If maybe in the Juliet hybrid. We'll see how the Early Girl bush does, but I'll tell you, everything else in here is pretty much a bust as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, the Juliet and the Sweetheart hybrids are really the stars in here. So the bad side to these Sweethearts is the seeds are approaching $1 a piece. They were 65 cents a piece when I first got them. You got 10 seeds in a pack for $6.50. Then they went to $7.50, and I think, and they're out of them now. So I think probably next time they're going to be $1 at least for an individual seed. I had tried to seed from them, and I'm not going to do that with any of these because there's so many other varieties around them. You know, and I got some plants out of them, and I got what I thought was the Sweetheart hybrid, but I'm not sure that they're totally true to seed. But so that's what we got to eat out of the garden. Kale, lots of peppers. Peppers looking good. Tomatillos, can't wait to try some of them. And cucumbers, hopefully. All the green onions you can eat. And that's about it. So hope that brings you up to date with the Kilipohe Gardens. Aloha.